All right, should be good to go.
All good?
I should be able to read the comments this time.
Is that
Anyways,
what pops up? Okay.
Who wants to start? You or me? You talk about the game first.
Me. So we're going to talk about Superchargers. I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest, because a lot of people have been, sending messages saying it's going to be good, it's going to be good.
I should be able to read the comments.
Yeah, I love Skylanders, absolutely, and I did a video and uploaded that, and I've had some good feedback, and of course I think I had 1 or 2 people unsubscribe, which I'm not really fussed about, but I did give my opinion, and I don't know, like I said, I'm in 2 minds about it. Vehicles. So.
Yeah, when Steve Smith and I talked, we both we liked the vehicle idea, and we didn't really like the traps. And like when I was talking to you earlier, you're like completely different. You like the traps, so it's like, oh, I like something completely different.
I like the traps, only because the fact that you get to play as not a Skylander, you're playing as a villain. That was the point. That was the one thing I didn't like a lot about the previous game. Even though I know people said they didn't use villains too much, I just enjoyed that aspect that you could, you'll be able to switch in between Skylander to villain whenever you wanted. And the point, the fact that you could also take the villain out of game and bring it into the home, so to say.
How many of the traps do you like? How many villains do you think you actually played?
How many?
Like, how many do you use? Basically, is what I'm saying.
Probably 5 or 10.
Yeah.
Around about.
I probably used maybe 3.
Oh, don't get me wrong. There was some that I just was not into playing or using at all. But you do have your favorite one that you kind of would have loved to see to play in the next game. I mean, I love Wolfgang and Pinata. Probably everybody knows that by now.
Right.
But to me, it was also using the villains strategically. So, for example, using Broccoli Guy to heal instead of worrying about where you're going to find your next health source. Or then everyone was using Trump Chest as, the money grab or cheat.
That's what Trump Chest is for. That's all I use them for.
So, everyone, and it just depends. I mean, I really enjoyed the concept of it, and I know that not many people like that. I did, in the sense that it was something a little bit different. It wasn't, figure upgrade and then it's over. It was sort of, you've got a villain, you can use as many as you want, and they have a different ability in game that you sort of can discover over time. Having said that, what I am upset about is, for me being a collector, and I'm sure everybody else has done the same, you're spending about $400 on worth of traps if you want the whole set, and now they don't do anything really much in the next game.
Yeah, that I think, like, that's the only thing that's a little, especially when you don't have all the traps. I don't probably have at least 10 of the traps still. So it's like, do I go out and get the other traps? I will, because I'm like, I collect everything. But it's like, what's the motivation to get the last 10 traps if?
I know, and this is where I'm like, have I just wasted money on something that now I cannot use in the next game? They're saying you can use it. I understand that's what they've designed to do for the next game. But you can't just jump from trapping all your villains, including Chaos, to a next game saying, oh no, they're back in prison. How? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, we just caught Chaos to play and use. To me, it just didn't make any sense. I'm like, what?
So do you think that, like, I think they probably won't use the vehicles in the next game either. If they have another game, they won't use the vehicles.
Well, that's exactly right. If they've already done this for traps, what's not to say you collect all 20 vehicles, and you can't use those 20 vehicles, and it ends up becoming like the extra level packs that we end up buying. They're just an item. You can't even play that level unless you go back the other games.
Yeah, that's the one thing what they seem to do from game to game. They don't carry much over. Like the figures, of course, but anything besides that, they don't really carry over.
That's and that's right, and it's. I understand that. I mean, I understand that entirely, and I see that that's what they've done with their other games. But to me, it's just a bit of a disappointment that you made us spend so much money on this game. There was so much added into it, so many figures and traps and everything else, and then it's just sort of, okay, no, we've got to set the limit now of this. You couldn't do that from the start. It just.
Do you think they made too many vehicles?
20. Well, to be honest, there's what, 3 types: land, sea, and sky.
Right.
And then I remember seeing, I think it was a live stream with Josh, and he was saying that how they're going to evenly distribute the vehicles, because you got to think about it. There's also the light and dark elements. So does that mean that there's going to be another one? Maybe it's going to be space.
Yeah, that's what Steve Smith said. That's like there's only 3 like types, and there's 20 vehicles. That's not an even number.
No, it's not. So there's probably obviously more things that they're not going to let out until later.
I think what they're going to do is there's going to be more of the Earth vehicles or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Because I think you can play the whole game using the road, whatever they're called, Earth vehicles.
Yeah.
I think with the sky and the sea, the water are going to be like the swap zones were.
I can sort of see that. Like, it's not it's not the swap zones. And someone did say, oh, but that was a gimmick for Swap Force. You had the Swap Force characters that can do that. And I said, yeah, but you can still use the Swap Force characters. It's not like they're not playable anymore.
Right.
Like, do you see like how it just didn't make any sense that you've created something and then, I don't know, I'm finding it odd, and I'm trying to process the fact that you've got Skylanders that run around in vehicles. I mean, you got to think about it. Some of them can fly. Maybe they haven't got to that point yet where they can develop the characters to actually fly in those zones or swim in those zones. It just.
Yeah, the thing is,
vehicles.
I think they're going to be like a little they're going to be a little bigger. They're not going to be like Freeze Blade when he did the speed zone. It's not going to be like 2 minutes or something. It's going to be like more like a mini level almost.
I'll be honest, I actually don't mind the that speed or that flying zone that I've seen on everyone else's videos. I think it's actually quite cool, the fact that you can go anywhere. It's not just one linear path. And there's no time limit, so you've got all the time to spend and then enjoy that sort of that free play, which is pretty cool. Like that's something I actually don't mind. I find it odd. Like, I'm not used to seeing Skylanders in vehicles. It's odd. I'm trying to like process that.
Yeah, it's like a completely different way of thinking. I'm just glad it's not like Mario Kart.
Well, that's what everyone's saying. And it is sort of like a Mario Kart if you're going to play online. And I mean,
the online might be. Yeah, you're right.
They're saying there is going to be online. Whether that's going to be online play or like with Mario Kart sort of thing, or are they going to do like an open world?
You have a PS3, right?
Yes.
Would you if there was online, would it make you want to get a PS4?
That's if I'd be able to afford it, but yeah.
Yeah, that's I'm the same way. I want a PS4, but I'm like, it's still like $400 or whatever it is. I don't know what it is for you. It's probably more.
Yeah, Australian prices are ridiculous. I mean, that was the other thing I was slightly a bit disappointed about, is they're saying it's cheaper, but for Australians, we're still paying $100 for the starter kit.
Yeah, that's pricey.
You know, and the dark editions were about 120
Are the
in previous years.
do you know the prices for the vehicles and the figures there?
Well, judging from my last prediction,
right.
because we had the Trap Masters at about $20 here, it wouldn't surprise me if
Wow.
the vehicles are about $20 and the cores are about 15. Well, the superchargers.
That's a ton of money.
Yeah. I mean, each trap cost us about $7 or $8, I think, from memory.
I still think it's good. Like the total cost will still be a lot less.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, they say that, but then you've got to remember too that we have like Target and Big W and everyone else here. They will have sales, but the sales will be, for example, there will be one coming up shortly for the toy sale in June that happens. So Skylanders will be maybe like 2 for $10 or something like that. However, it's all the older stock. So I can tell you now, for Trap Team, we still have Torch and Chopper, and and Gusto might be still on the shelf somewhere. And the thing is, all the new stuff gets sold quickly because everyone's been waiting for it. So everyone complains it's expensive because they won't reduce it at that time. Does it make any sense?
Yeah. Because
So
I think like the traps by themselves is like over $300.
Yeah.
And the figures have to be at least, I don't know, 500, 600.
I think from memory,
I think Trap Team was at least $1,000 game.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Which is crazy when you look back, you're like, wow, I spent that much on a game.
Well, I have it with my friends. They see my collection. Like, oh my god, that's a lot of Skylanders. I'm like, yeah. I said, if I calculate how much I've spent between the past 4 or 5 years, it wouldn't surprise me.
So you like for Trap Team, it seems like you're getting everything first. I wonder if you're going to get everything later, or it's just the starter pack.
Well, the thing was too, because we're still missing the pre-trap villain, Red Hot Tussle Sprout, and Steampunk Shredknot. And you can get Steampunk Shredknot for free when you pre-order Superchargers.
That's not bad.
Well, so I pre-ordered the game obviously to at least get that part of the collection.
You're still gonna get everything, right? Are you like thinking of not getting certain things
for the next game?
Yeah.
I'm in two minds about it. I don't know yet, because I know that Infinity is one that I'm not going to collect anymore. Only because I'm not a Star Wars fan, unfortunately. But
yeah, Infinity doesn't look that interesting to me. I don't like Star Wars really at all. So it's like that's the game.
Yeah, so for me that's sort of very like, okay, well, it's a loss to me at that point. And even then, the originals, I think I'll only get Mulan and Olaf. That's about it. I don't like any of the other ones.
The only ones I probably will get is the Marvel figures. But what do you think about
Marvel? Yeah, definitely, and the Marvel too, because I actually enjoyed the Marvel this time around. I think it was quite enjoyable than the first game.
I think like Skylanders graphically is so far ahead of Disney Infinity, it's not even close. Like when you look at the two games.
Yeah. Definitely.
And to me, I know some people like the toy box, but to me, it's worthless. It's like so.
Well, see, I don't mind the toy box. I mean, I actually don't mind, because I've never really played games like Minecraft or anything that's being able to sort of create something like that. I've always played your sort of RPG, Final Fantasy, all those sorts of games that you sit there for hours, and that's something I do enjoy, where you can sit there and have a boss battle that lasts 5 hours, which I've done. And to me, it's also strategy too. You're being able to equip certain weapons and abilities, and what to use, what the monster can be weak against, and that I actually love, like that aspect of being able to have that strategy. Which is why I was saying with Superchargers, I do enjoy it. Well, Skylanders in general, I do like that aspect of being able to get your character to a certain point and change, and choose which abilities to make them stronger.
Right, you can kind of pick what you like better.
Yeah,
That's what's always nice about Skylanders as opposed to like Disney Infinity too. I never liked the skill tree either. Skill tree and Infinity, they're all like basically the same moves. They just look different, really.
Yeah, pretty much. And you know, and the one thing, and I've said it so many times, that with the new game that's coming out, I do like the fact that they've done the new revamped figures with new abilities and new weapons. That's something that is actually, to me, really awesome. I think, as I mentioned it in a video so many months ago, I said, you know, if you're going to do a character, do it differently. Don't just do a repose and sell for $20, because it just doesn't make any sense.
Would you rather see like characters they haven't used a lot?
I would love a Ghost Roaster. I want a Ghost Roaster.
Because I told Steve Smith, it seems like they're using all the Eon's Elite characters.
Yeah, they probably will.
Because it's Terrafin, Trigger Happy, Stealth Elf. Jetpack's different.
Oh, well, Whirlwind needs, I think if they're going to do Whirlwind, they definitely, she needs a reboot completely, because I don't like some of her abilities at all.
It's not going to be one per element. Like the fan favorites is one per element. So the air element is Jetpack. So there's only like one per element. So
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
We're trying to figure out the other ones. Probably Spyro probably will be Magic.
Yeah.
And Fire will be Eruptor. Yep.
Another one. There's like what, 5 of him, 6 of him. It's, you know, this, and I understand. Okay, he's gonna have new abilities. Okay, that's cool. At least it's not the same abilities. That's where I kind of enjoy that aspect, where they've changed the character, and you can still play as that original character.
Right.
Because I love Stealth Elf. Stealth Elf has been one of my favorites from the beginning.
Oh yeah, Stealth Elf is one of my favorites. Easily.
And I think I used her so many times during Spyro's Adventures and Giants, I think, from memory. That's the only character. Her and Hex, like, they were my 2 favorites. They still are my 2 favorites.
Yeah, I used to play Hex a little bit. But
a lot of people don't like Hex. I think she's pretty fun, to be honest, because the fact that she can summon the troll head, and you can still move around while summoning the troll heads. It's, you know, you're sort of attacking well.
She has good defense too. She's good.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be fun to see like when we see the vehicles, like what Skylander goes to vehicles, because there's a did you see the bone vehicle? Looks like it's made out of bones.
Well, someone said it could be a ghost. I think, who was it? You? Was it you that said the Ghost Roaster?
Yeah, I think, like, to me that looks like a Ghost Roaster vehicle.
I'd hope, but if it's going to be another Chop Chop, because remember, Chop Chop's been apparently a fan favorite.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it probably will be Chop Chop, actually. That's what I mean. I almost wish, like, it's cool that they're, like, have different upgrades, but I really wish they would have done different characters almost.
Yeah, like, you know, why couldn't they bring back Boomer or Ghost Roaster or Sunburn? You know, everyone's asking for those, and I understand that they've done the revamp. I mean, you could have done the revamp on those characters too, but
it's just funny to think that there's only going to be 20 new characters total.
Well, I think that's probably better, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like I said, I absolutely love Skylanders, and I've collected almost every single one that I could find here in Australia.
It's probably a lot harder to find stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, we never got Lightcore Bumble Blast at all.
Do you not have Lightcore Bumble Blast?
Nope, never ever showed up here in Australia whatsoever.
Oh, I'm gonna find one.
Yeah,
I'll find one and send it.
Awesome.
We used to have tons of those. Like the Lightcores, we always had lots of.
And I think when we did get them, somebody took the crate and decided to sell them for $50 each on eBay. And
yeah, which is ridiculous.
Sorry, I'm not going to justify spending $50 from the same state that I'm in to buy it. Like, I went, no, like, how's that fair? We never received it. I never managed to find the Nitro Magna Charge.
Nitros are hard. Like, yeah, Nitro, like, of the ones that are, like, in the US, the Nitro ones are, like, the hardest to find. Anything at
Yeah.
Target. Target
Well,
is, like, they get, like, one shipment and that's it.
there was a period of time when I actually stopped playing Skylanders for because I couldn't afford to buy the figures, and I think it was around Giants. So I missed out on my Granite Crusher, but I managed to find one on eBay anyways, and I've got him in box. But there were certain characters that I missed out on that I wanted that I've just managed to get now. So
Do you like when they have? Do you like the longer levels like Swap Force or like shorter levels?
I prefer the longer levels.
Yeah, me too.
I enjoy that long 1 hour gameplay at a time.
It's amazing how many people like Swap Force. Like everyone I talk to, that's their favorite game.
I spoke to a friend of mine the other night, and because he loves Skylanders as well, and I said, well, the new trailer's out, so I went and picked him up from his place, and we sat down to watch it here. And I said to him, well, I looked at him, I said, well, what do you think? And he goes, it's not as exciting as the previous games. Like, the excitement isn't there. I don't know if anyone else is having the same thing, but I don't feel extremely excited that, oh my god, it's September.
Yeah, that's what's like, that's why I wanted to talk to you. Because everyone I talk to is like excited. And you're like, you're still thinking about it, so it's different opinion, which is good.
I'm thinking about it because it's just, I mean, I understand that America gets it first this time. We got it last year, but you gotta remember too, last year, you guys also got it 1 day before your release date. I think because everyone was complaining that, you know, it wasn't fair that Australia's getting it first.
Yeah, whoever's last doesn't like it. Europe is always last, I think, no matter what.
I mean, I'm in two minds about it. It doesn't mean I'm gonna hate Skylanders. Like I said, I've been collecting God knows how much. It's not funny. But it's funny that we get it 4 days later.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I'm going to be seeing everyone uploading videos, unboxings, and gameplays. And it's like,
it's funny. I usually don't watch. I'll watch the unboxings and stuff, but I don't usually watch gameplay because I don't want to ruin it when I do it.
Yeah.
So I usually don't watch gameplay at all, really.
I alternate. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It depends on. I suppose it depends on my mood, really.
Yeah, I think from what I heard, I think there's at least like more than 40 levels, so they have to be really short.
That's good though. Well, that's right. If it is going to be 40 levels, then it might be short levels.
Which isn't bad. Spyro's Adventure had shorter levels, and they weren't bad.
No,
Spyro's Adventure is still my second. I think Spyro's Adventure is probably my second favorite game.
Yeah. I'm thinking back, I'm like, yeah, I actually did enjoy Spyro's Adventures. I mean, obviously that's what we all, I think the majority of us started on, but
Spyro's Adventure still had like the best levels. Like, you remember them the most, like with the skeleton guy?
Yeah.
In Abu, or the tree guy, Arbo, that's his name.
Or I think it's the final level before Chaos. Even the Chaos battle was ridiculous. All the elements in the Skylanders.
It was hard. The first Chaos battle in the first game was hard. And the trap team was hard too.
Yeah, I remember saying to a friend of mine, we're here, like, you know, we're screaming at the television for like, I don't know, it was over half an hour battle, I think it was. And half the team's been wiped out, and I'm like, don't die anymore. I'm scared, don't die. Like, let's do it again.
Swap Force was probably the easiest.
Swap Force, I was a little bit disappointed because I didn't realize the final battle was so quick.
Yeah, and it was quick.
It was quick, and I assumed I had extra levels to play before the end because I don't complete the game straight away. I like to enjoy it through. And while I get new characters and stuff, I will sit there and I'll be able to, you know, use them through those levels. And when I think we just got, who was it for Swap Force? I think it might have been in the wave 4 or wave 5.
Doomstone was late.
Doomstone was late for us as well. Actually, Doomstone came around about this time last year.
Right.
But I think it was when we got the Easter editions. So I was playing as Frino and my friend was playing as Punk Shock, and I was like, "Wait, we're already on the last level. How did that happen? You know, we just got new characters to play with, and now we can't. Well, you know, like what's going on?" So we beat it. I'm like, "Oh, that was disappointing. It was just really quick."
Yeah, I don't play the game really fast. It takes me 3-4 months to play it.
Well, yeah, I'm the same. I think I'm almost about done with Trap Team, but I'm going back and I'm trying to collect everything that I've missed out on.
Right.
And
that's the nice thing about Skylanders games. You can still play them and find stuff that you missed.
Yeah. And
although Trap Team, there's not much to find. I've actually been done with Trap Team for like 3 months, 4 months.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
Well, I'm going back and forward, just trying to just do bits and pieces. I mean, obviously in between that, I don't know. I've got a few games going at once, I think, because I'm still playing Diablo.
There's going to be a lot. Like, I wonder how much they're going to release right away, because for Trap Team they released at least like in the first month 20, not 20, maybe 15 figures.
Well, what was it? It was 12 traps from the first wave, I remember.
There was a lot of stuff.
It was 12 traps, and I think it was 4 sets of the minis, which are still on the shelves at the moment. So we still don't have the Water, Fire, Air, and Earth life pack.
Oh, really? We don't have the. I haven't seen the life or the air in the water, I think.
So maybe they're going to come out this month, towards the end of the month, or maybe next month, depending on when they're going to release it.
I've only seen Blackout and Spotlight once.
Well, they're everywhere here now. Blackout, the only hardest one to find. Yeah, they're everywhere because we'll be getting a lot more stock. The only one that's hard to find is Echo.
She's not that bad. It's funny, like different places, what you can find and what you can't find.
2 per store.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, the reason I brought that up is because if there's only 40 things, it's going to be a lot less per wave. I think they're going to spread it out more.
And I think it would be also less scalpers too, because it was ridiculous trying to find traps, for example.
Right. It's some traps, like where I am, all they have is life and water. That's all that's on the shelf. Tech is impossible to find.
Well, the thing is, I went to Target the other day. Actually, I rang up before I left, and I said to them, "Oh, do you guys have a light trap in stock? Because I needed to get one for a friend of mine." And she's like, "No, we only have water and life."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Okay." So I drove down there. I thought, I don't trust her judgment. I'm going to drive down there. And luckily I did, because then the guy restocked the shelves at that time I just arrived. So everything was back on the shelves again. And I think I did a quick video of it too. There was all the chaos traps and dark traps and everything else. But that was that's been the hardest thing here is if you're looking for a particular trap, good luck finding it. If you're looking for even just any character, like they just go, it's so fast, it's not funny. Like, you know, you have to almost beat down people just trying to get the stock, you know, the items you want in the store.
Yeah. There's tech traps are impossible to find. I still need at least 3 or 4 of the tech traps. And they're just nowhere.
Well, I'll keep an eye out. I don't know which ones you're after, but I'll keep an eye out here. If you need to get them for you and send them to you, I can do that.
I'm actually going to make a video soon. Like what traps I need.
Yep.
So I'll let you know.
Cool.
We can trade.
Awesome. But yeah, like I said, it's really chaotic here, and it's not just Skylanders. I mean, Infinity was like that, but Amiibos. I mean, Amiibos for everyone.
Do you collect Amiibos?
I've got I think a fair amount of them.
Yeah, I couldn't remember watching your videos if you collected them or not.
Yes, I have a fair amount, but I'm only collecting the ones I want now because there's no point for me. I cannot keep buying all these toys. My whole entire bedroom on this side, I don't know if you guys can see me moving my arm, looks like a toy shop.
Yeah, mine like behind me, below me, behind my shoulders like that. You've seen
it.
Yeah. I think
but,
Skylanders is like, they're the most, that's what I like about Skylanders. The fact that we can still use all the Skylanders in the next game.
Yeah, definitely. And I think if they stopped that, that would have been an issue. That people would have just left ages ago, I'm pretty sure.
Right, that's like, yeah, you're right. That's kind of like what saves them is everyone can use their old Skylanders. If they said, oh, you can't use the old ones, then people would be like, why?
But like I said, with the next game, I'm trying to keep an open mind anyways. I'm not, like I said, it doesn't mean I'm going to hate Skylanders more or less. I think it's just, there's a few of us here, definitely in Australia, that are a little bit disappointed that they've gone down the path of vehicles.
I don't think it's going to feel like a vehicle game, though. Like, when you play it. I know what you're saying, but...
you know, you need to have the vehicle on the portal to play the game.
Do you need to have it on the portal when you're just playing, like, land levels?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. I
didn't know that.
It won't register. Yeah, that's why they give you one in the starter kit. Because it will tell you, and that's what I'm finding a little bit annoying, because what if I don't want to play with a bloody car? You know, what if I just want to play as specifically land-based fighting? And
that's really interesting. I thought you could just put a Skylander on by itself. Really, honestly.
No, it's if you look at, I think it was on the Skylander Boy and Girl channel. You have to put the vehicle down to play.
But you don't have to be in. You don't have to be in the vehicle though. You know what I'm saying?
But no, you don't have to be in the vehicle, but then you'll still have that time where you'll have to go and actually play that vehicle.
Right.
It's not like you can bypass that and just keep playing through the level.
Huh. I just learned something new. I didn't know that. I thought you could just put a Skylander on by itself and go.
No. If you watch the video, that's why the vehicle's always on the portal, because it needs to play that. It needs to register that. Unless I'm incorrect about that. But from what I've seen from all the different interviews at the moment, that car needs to be put down to play the level.
I think people wouldn't like that. If that's how it plays, I don't think people would like that. Because I didn't think it played that way. We'll see.
I'm just saying, look, if you go back and watch, you'll know what I'm talking about when you see it. You're like, wait, hold on, what? That's why I'm a little bit hesitant about this game. Because, I mean, I understand that it's going to take it to a different approach and different level.
Right.
I mean, look, I actually do love that bone car. I'm hoping that it is a revamp of Ghost Roaster, because I think I'll be extremely excited. You know.
Yeah, I'm trying like you have to try to think of undead characters that have bones, and it's like Chop Chop or Ghost Roaster is about it. So what I can think of.
Unless they, well, let me look. Unless they do another. Who else was there?
Is there another bone character? I don't even know.
Well, I thought Fright Rider.
Yeah, his Fright Rider kind of is there.
I thought Fright Rider originally, when I looked, I'm like, will that be a Fright Rider? But then again, he's already got.
Riding something.
Right? Yeah, he's already riding the Rider. Cinder. But
yeah,
I think it'd either be Chop Chop or Ghost Roaster, one of the two.
Yeah. So who do you think? So Magic's probably gonna be Spyro.
I reckon it'd have to be Spyro. I think that, like I said, I think I posted that photo on Instagram about that boat with the horns.
Right.
Everyone's saying it should be the cowgirl thing.
Yeah.
But it kind of, like, if you look at the coloration, I think it kind of looks like something Spyro would probably have.
Is that it? Yeah, it kind of looks like it could be that goat lady though, like you said. It's either or. That's on the starter pack thing.
Unless that's right. Is it the one that's on the starter pack too? I mean, it's obviously slightly different.
Yeah, so it's probably Spyro, and water's probably gonna be Gilgrunt because there's that fish-looking vehicle thing.
Well, Gilgrunt, I'd like to see what they're gonna do differently now if they're gonna revamp him.
That's what I mean. It's like I don't mind. I'm glad that they're completely different or almost completely different, but it's still the same character. So we'll see.
Pretty much. I mean, trigger happy. He's already got a gun, so what's he going to have next? Like
bigger gun? Does he have? I can't remember what he looks like. Does he have a gun in the picture?
I think he does. Hold on.
I can't. It's on my desktop, but I'm not. I'm looking at the.
That's all right.
Webcam, so.
Where are we? Logo.
I think he does have 2 guns in his hand.
He has 1. It looks like there's fire coming out of it. I don't know if you're able to see that.
Oh, okay. Yep, you're right. So maybe it's like he shoots fire instead of coins or something.
Yeah, probably.
It's like a torch flamethrower.
Terrafin looks pretty cool though.
They do a great. Like, I can't believe it must be so hard to make a new character when there's 300 plus characters.
That's right. I mean, even this.
He looks really cool.
Club. They call him dive clubs. He looks like Ice Mall.
Or yeah, Eyebrow or whatever.
So unless, like I said, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm trying to keep an open mind. I'm hoping that there are some new characters. I mean, they're saying there's going to be 10. But the reposes, they're saying that they're going to be blackout spotlight.
Right. I was just going to ask you, what do you think the light and dark will be? It almost has to be, because I don't think they'd make a. I don't think they'd do the Trap Masters again.
So does that mean that they're going to get a whole new ability thing as well, or are they going to be the same? I mean, they're only just new. It's just this game.
Yeah, no, I guess they would be different because that's what they're making it sound like. I don't know. I don't have either one of them yet, so I don't even know how they play yet.
Oh, they are by far out of everything from this game that we currently have. The light and dark characters. I don't know if anyone will agree with me, but they've been the most fun and the most unique.
Yeah, I like Nightlight a lot.
My friend loves Night. I love Nightmare because I love that whole shadow path, being able to be invisible for that moment and make clones. I think that's pretty cool. Like, you know, I don't see any other character that does that. I don't think anyone else does that. No.
Yeah, that's like I like that fact that they're brand new characters.
And it is a different element. But then, what's that to say in the next game? After Superchargers, we get an extra 2 elements.
I don't know. I don't think they're gonna do. I'd be like really surprised if they added more elements.
You know, what if there is? Like, you got to think that they probably would. It wouldn't surprise us if they would do that again.
I don't know what elements you could add though. What elements can I think of that aren't what they already have?
Ice, but then that sort of fits in with water.
Yeah, that's kind of water.
So, you know, like I said, we'll see. I don't know. If they don't add, then that's probably a good thing. They can just keep it the 10. But I just hope, like I said, I hope that if they're going to do reposes, they are purely doing the reposes and revamped ones. That they are going to.
It's cool that they're different. That's actually like, I think they listen to people because people are tired of getting the same things. The same character do the same things.
Yeah, so I know. Because then you're thinking. To me, I mean, I still got them for the collection, but I thought I hardly played them because I already played through Gilgrunt like 4 years ago. You know.
Yeah, Gilgrunt's always so funny. I don't know, like someone has to really love Gilgrunt. Like who likes Gilgrunt? But everyone has their favorites though. So
I don't know, because every time, like, you know, you ask, they would say, "Oh, the fan favorites are this Pop Fizz." How in the hell did we get 5 Pop Fizzes or 6 Pop Fizzes? I think it'd be, and like,
I can see that. I can see it being Pop Fizz. It'll be Spyro, but the second one's Pop Fizz. It would be.
But you know, then Gilgrunt, and then was all the Trigger Happies, and.
But it's funny though, because if it's like that being said, I don't mind if there's like they make more stealth elves because I like stealth elf.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can complain by someone who really likes Gilgrunt. They'll love getting another Gilgrunt. So I mean, it's all who you like, almost.
True, that's true. But you know, the other thing is too. Are we going to get remakes of the swappers or the giants.
I don't know. It was like it'd be interesting if they did that, but I don't know if they will. The only time I could see them doing that, like, is like, say the game is out for 10 years, and it's their last game. They may like, let's make more of the old characters kind of thing, like an anniversary game or something.
300 characters, 300 plus characters.
That's why it's hard to like what you said, get into something new because you're not sure if it's going to be in the next game, almost.
Yeah. So that that's my like I said, that is my only concern with the vehicles, because don't get me wrong, they look quite fun and they look cool, but are they going to be useful for the next game?
I actually I didn't mind that the traps weren't. I know you like to play as villains, but if the vehicles weren't, that'd be kind of a disappointing.
Well, you know why? I'll be honest. I had this laugh with Malice. I said, what if I wanted to have a vehicle with Pinata in it, and you've got his music going while you're flying around? Like, that would be fun. Like, they could.
That'd be cool, actually. I never thought about that, but yeah, I know what you're saying. That like the best part of the villains is their music.
Their music, what if you had them running around in vehicles? Like, they could have made that also a thing too, that the villains could play in vehicles.
Yeah, the funny thing is, when they're in the vehicles, I don't think the Skylanders can really do anything.
No, they just sit there.
Right, like the characters aren't doing anything. The vehicles are the ones doing something. So
That's right.
It wouldn't be that hard to it wouldn't be that hard if you could put a villain in a vehicle.
That's right. And if they will be able to be used in vehicles, then at least they've still got a purpose. And the other thing is, if you're still keeping the original music with that character, so when they get into the vehicle, you'd be hearing their music while riding around. I don't see that wouldn't be an issue. That'd be quite hilarious.
That'd be actually like a good way to use the villains for this game. Like if they're not playable, at least let them ride the vehicles and play the music.
Yeah,
that's actually a good idea.
I'm thinking if we've trapped all the villains, and Cloud Cracker Prison is like no longer, I think it was from memory. Well, how did they? I'm thinking, why couldn't they just use them differently in the game? Use them for the vehicles, or use them for some other challenge or something. Not just
they're good. They're good with those stories, though.
Yeah.
They thought that out. They're like, how can we say the villain? We can't use the villains. I'll say they're in prison again.
I don't know. Like I said, but I'm going to keep an open mind, and I shall see. I've already pre-ordered the starter pack anyway, so that doesn't mean I'm not going to get it. If I pre-order the starter pack, that's right. If at least if I pre-ordered it, and if I don't like it, then I won't collect it. But then, I do want to see the revamped characters. I want to see how good they are, what their ability is going to be like, and their weapons.
Yeah, I hope there's one surprise. Like there's one character we're not expecting. Well, like say Flame Slinger, something like off the wall, Ghost Roaster, something like you wouldn't expect.
I hope it's probably like a Flame Slinger. That would be cool. Or an Igniter.
Or Boomer, like someone that you've you're like, wow, I wouldn't expect that kind of thing. They probably won't, but
it's just it is very, very disappointing that by now, 5 games into it, they haven't made a remake of this original fan favorites.
Do you like the Eons Elite, or do you want to see them do that again?
To be honest, I'm still missing Gilgrunt and Eruptor because I can get them. It's just I trying to justify spending $30 each.
I only have 2 of them. All I have is Spyro and Stealth.
Well, I've collected, like I said, they're the last 2, and I don't know if I'm going to get them. I should, if I'm going to.
If they're half off, which I mean, when we get closer to the next game, they'll probably try to get rid of them because they're around here. They're not selling at all. There's 3 GameStops in my area, and they all have at least 20 plus Eons Elite sitting on the shelf. They're just not moving.
They're not, because I think it's just, you pre-order them and then people I think it's just, they realize it's the same character, pretty much.
Right. They are cool. Like, it's cool to have Stealth Elf because she just kills people. But
yeah, like I said, I'll keep an open mind. I will keep an open mind. I will try and
did you like the minis?
yeah,
I did too.
I did. I think that was one thing that I still enjoy because they're a lot faster too.
Yeah.
And being able to, especially if you're playing on like hard or nightmare mode, it is a lot harder to sort of keep them alive, so to say.
Yeah, it's funny though. They're pretty much They're like pretty much another series repos character, but I think they're different enough just because they're smaller.
Yeah. And that was the other thing too that I was excited about, but I was also like, well, hold on a second. They've just done a whole bunch of reposes in mini form.
Yeah, but then when you get them, they're like, cool. I like them.
Yeah, I mean, I do love them. I think I still play with those a lot.
Bop is my favorite. Love Bop.
Mine
easily.
I don't know actually. I
know where he is.
Looking
somewhere. Do you have?
Actually, I did love Frino, so I'd have to say Small Fry. I do.
Did you get the gnarly Barkley or whatever his name is? Yeah.
We're still waiting on that.
I think we got him, but I haven't been to Toys R Us in the last couple of days yet.
I think you guys did get him recently, but we haven't got him yet. We did get word that probably just after the 18th of June we might get King Cobra Kadabra.
He looks really cool. I saw Carl put pictures up today of him. He looks really good.
He does look cool, and I think it should be interesting because I think I've got one anyway as the original, but I can do the opposite path.
Anything white I like. Like that's why I like Nightlight because he's white.
Yeah, by far they look like the coolest. That paint job, I mean, is that shimmer, that bright white. It's that pearl white. It's not even like a piece of paper. It's pearlescent.
Yeah, they like one thing about Trap Team. I think they have the best looking characters. If I were to say anything nice about it, like they look really good, most of them.
No, they do. I'd have to agree, they do, and I think it's
like if you look at a Swapper character, then look at a Trap Master, it's like completely different.
Yeah, definitely. But you can also tell that they've sort of come a long way from what it started to now.
Yeah. Do you display your characters by element or by game?
At the moment, they're currently by elements.
Yeah, that's how most people do. I have them by game.
I used to have them by game.
I think most people do them by element.
But when you're getting 300 plus characters, you kind of just.
It's probably easy, yeah.
Very hard.
Do you think the vehicles look like Skylanders, type things?
See, this is where I'm like, they don't look like they fit in with the Skylanders.
Right, that's my question, yeah.
It does look it looks odd. That's what I'm saying, it looks odd. I'm not used to something a little bit, I mean, obviously because everyone's really used to that different part of the
I know
game.
Skylander Dad said they don't really look like Skylander things.
It doesn't.
They kind of almost look out of place. I think it might be something that might have to do with they don't have a base because we're so used to seeing a base.
Yeah.
That might be a little part of it.
I think it's maybe because the colors they've chosen.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. I think it's just definitely the colors. When you look at what they're showing, like Gil's one definitely that would fit in with Gil, if that is going to be Gil's ship.
Yeah, I think that is. I'm 95% sure that is.
All right, that looks like it fits in. If that definitely fits in for an undead element, the bone car.
Yeah, that it has to be. Like you say, it's either. I bet it's Chop Chop. It looks like Chop Chop's bones.
Yeah, but then you look at is it the Sky Slicer, which is the ship one? It just looks a bit odd. It doesn't look like it would fit in, but I think it's is it Stormblade, the character that's they're releasing?
Yeah.
It fits her. It looks odd. I'm trying to like process how that. I can see what they've done, but it's just weird.
Yeah, it's really like they almost don't look like they fit.
No.
But everyone will get used to it though.
That's right. Anyways, I'm gonna cut the short now because I've just run over time and I've got to dash off to the city.
I was gonna say you have something to do. Go do it.
Yes.
We'll do it
It was
again.
awesome chatting. Definitely, we need to do this again and see if we can get more people on board because I think it's good to have.
And hopefully the audio worked this time.
I'm sure it would have.
Because it was bad last time.
Yeah.
It sounds good. You and me, it sounds good, but I don't know how people watching it.
Hopefully it's clear enough they'll be able to see it.
Alrighty, we will chat later then.
Alrighty, have a good one. Enjoy your night.
All right, take care. Enjoy your day. Your day just started.
Yes.
Later.
Yeah.